Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Chicanos killing Chicanos is what they want. Blacks and Chicanos killing each other is what they want. That's how they run this place. Once we get together, they don't run shit. You got a lot to learn about being Chicano.
Yeah, Alcatraz, midget loco. Yeah. They never seen this coming, man. What up, Loom? What up, Oreo? 500 years of captivity. What else? Now they trying to tell us how we supposed to be, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to rap. How I'm brown, but my flow too black. Come on, y'all kidding me, right? Nike Air Flights fitted cock back fresh. Representando mexicanos on the mat. No estoy jugando, got bars like a battle on smack. But hold on, I'ma bring it right back. My people indigenous. I'm not sure if you getting this. By the time I'm done, you gon' be feeling this. I come from the people they call MESHIACHA. I've been to the motherland, Chichen Itza. Seen the Mayan ruins, intellectual architects. Been in the cenote, seen ancient artifacts. Really? Cali is Mexico, those are the facts. They raped women, gave elders heart attacks. It was a battle, our people were outgunned. Took life and cattle, we were outdone. However, 2 wars proudly we take to the grave. Those we call our Independence Day. It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on our ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
It all started with Mexicas, Mexicano. Gave birth to the word that we know as Chicanos. Aztec warrior, man, it's all in my blood. From the Tenochtitlan, that's the heart of the love. Now I'm Mexico City, that's a modern day name. Don't let the books confuse it to be a modern day slave. Gotta get your facts right and study the culture. Don't be like Cortez, he came like a vulture. Came to just steal and take away the land. He seen what we got and he was like, damn, who would've guessed it had to be a white man? Damn again, now we got stolen lands. They say go back to where the fuck you from. Man, this is my land, that's what you stole from us. I'm not Hispanic or Latino, I'm a Mexican. Man, fuck La Militia, you can have that bitch.
It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on our ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
Estamos aquí, oye, que estamos aquí. Mírame, estamos aquí. Desde hace rato, cuando ustedes llegaron, ya estaban las huellas de nuestros zapatos, se robaron hasta la comida de gato y todavía se están lamiendo el plato. Bien encabronado con estos ingratos, hoy le doy duro a los tambores hasta que me acusen de maltrato. Si no entiendes el dato, pues te lo tiro en cumbia, bossa nova, tango o vallenato. A lo Calaboy y bambú, bien frontú, con sangre caliente como Timbuktu. Estamos dentro del menú. Tupac se llama Tupac por Tupac Amaru del Perú. América no es solo USA, papá. Esto es desde Tierra del Fuego hasta Canadá. Hay que ser bien bruto, bien hueco. Es como decir que África es solo Marruecos. Estos canallas se les olvidó que el calendario que usan se lo inventaron los mayas con la Valdivia precolombina desde hace tiempo. Este continente camina, pero ni con toda la marina pueden sacar de la vitrina la peste campesina. Esto va para el capataz de la empresa. El machete no es solo para cortar caña, también es para cortar cabeza.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
Los paramilitares, las guerrillas, los hijos del conflicto, las pandillas, las listas negras, los falsos positivos, los periodistas asesinados, los desaparecidos, los narcogobiernos, todos los que robaron, los que se manifiestan y los que se olvidaron, las persecuciones, los golpes de estado, el país en quiebra, los exiliados, el peso devaluado, el tráfico de droga, los carteles, las invasiones, los emigrantes sin papeles, 5 presidentes en 11 días, disparo a quemarropa por parte de la policía, más de 100 años de tortura, la nova trova cantando en plena dictadura. Somos la sangre que sopla la presión atmosférica. Gambino, mi hermano, esto sí es América.
Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. Aquí estamos, siempre estamos, no nos fuimos, no nos vamos. Aquí estamos pa' que te recuerdes. Si quieres mi machete te muerde. 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 Te muerde, te muerde.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Okay, here we go, family. I think you guys can hear the sound. Yeah. All right, so I just got last minute noticed. Brother's gonna be running a bit late, so but we can maintain. I was gonna show this material early, anyways. Well, I mean, I was gonna start the whole session with it, so I might as well get on it now. Lord willing, the bro can make it. Let me go through the saludos. Shalom, fam. What up, Private Anthony? Good to see you here, bro. I think you've been here before, man. What up, Estudiante for Wisdom, bro? Hope you and your family doing good, bro. Sorry for responding late sometimes and shit. My bad. But no, yeah. And I think I answered you, bro. So if I haven't, I'll check again. You know, my bad. All right, but good to have you here. I know you like this one, sis. Familia, que alguien me explique. I know it's funny. Huh? I hope. Well, you know, I hope he can make it. And I'm not trying to, you know, put weight on him, man. I know he's got a family. He's got stuff to do too. So, you know, we ain't getting paid for this stuff either. Let's see. Hey, brother, Saloma, I sent you email. Whenever you get a chance, I'll check it out. No trip. What up, Jacob? How you doing, bro? Job. What up, Job? What up, Job? You never called me back, man. I don't know what happened with the call, by the way. So I don't know how I must have dropped though. Either way, it's all good. Then I got a call after that. So, and you know what I mean? I figured you were busy and shit. So anyways, look, the class was session. We were going to collaborate. I was going to ask the brother. I was going to basically like sit back and just go through questions. You get what I mean? That was pretty much what I was going to do, right? Go through questions, and you know, he basically has the floor. And then, you know, Old World, I believe the Messiah as well, particular questions about possibly Paul. You know, the stuff that we've gone through here. He was going to also bring out, there was one more point. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, that's the goal. Hopefully he can make it, okay? But in the meantime, I gotta share this with y'all. You know me, man. You know, and I go through my, you know, stuff pretty methodically and shit. So it's not like I don't like to leave crumbs on the plate. So we have a book here. I'm sure you guys have heard of this guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have, without a doubt. Okay. It's from University of Pittsburgh, Darlington Memorial, 1650. It's what it states. But I think it's actually printed 1649. Right? So maybe late 1649. We're not going to try to read that page because obviously it's blurry. But it gets interesting. So hopefully we can, you know, make some time. I texted the brother. He hasn't responded. He may not show. You know, he's just a little tied up right now. It's understandable and shit. Let's see. I mean, you know, the goal was to do it last week. You know what I'm saying? I got sick. So, you know, shit happens. So I get it. All right. So the book is called Jews in America, or Possibilities that the Americans are of that race. And it's talking about the indigenous people. Now, let me say this to you, family. I'm going to tell you this right now. Wobbleism, BHI, they all want this. This is what they're fighting for. They don't give a shit about your feathers. They don't care about your land, you know, because in reality, they could take it, but the gringo is always going to grab it back. You get what I'm saying? But the promise to these people is pretty powerful, man, and well known across the world. It says the probabilities that the indigenous people here in this land are of that race, with the removals of some contrary reasonings and earnest desires for intellectual endeavors to make them Christian, right? So there was an intent, as it happened to us from way back in the get-go. Now, let me take you through a quick series, kind of synopsis, and I'm not going to show you books. I want to remind you of what occurred. In 1492, people showed up to this land. They didn't show up to this land because, oh my God, we just happened to have found new land that we never heard of. No, They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly where they were coming from. And then, where they were going. And they were using scriptures with that process as well. I mean, you've heard me bring out a lot of documentation regarding Columbus and which maps did he use in order to get here. Even the proof that they wrote it themselves, that they understood that they needed to bring people that spoke Hebrew or at least Aramaic, right? So they confirmed that they did bring somebody with that ability to translate. And they did not deny it either. Now, as that went on, these people show up to this land, right? What do? They take everything away from our gente, destroy the edifices, destroy the documentations, the codices, everything. Who was the power behind this? A bishop called Sumarraga. This very same Sumarraga was the one that also implemented the Christian compendium. So from this moment forward, right, these guys got the power to tell you that now the only thing you can learn of a Bible, right, of the Bible. They didn't even give us the Bible. They said the only thing we are allowed to learn from supposedly the Bible, Ave Maria, Padre Nuestro, Credo, Diez Mandamientos, and the Rosario. If you learned anything beyond that, you'll get a whiplash or you'll get killed. That was mandatory, and I also showed you documentations that's from 1492 up until 1900, September 7, we still were prohibited from having access to this particular book. So I asked you, if it's so powerful for us, why did they keep it away from us and give us a particular heritage that supposedly, we belong to? This is why it talks about the Christianization attempt, right? So in this book, its name is Thorogood, I believe. I think this is Thorogood. Without having to read all of these, epistle dictories. Dictatory. Let me just get to the point. Not to the point, but a few pages ahead, so we can see and compare. Okay, this gets real interesting when you actually think about that. Let me get to this point. Okay. So we're talking about Thorogood, okay? You guys have heard of him. Hold on, let me drink some water. You guys have heard of him. This is a preface letter, but this is the section I want to show you. Where are you at? Right. Let me see. Hold on a second. I know I marked it on my phone. Maybe I didn't mark it here. Okay, we're going to go to page 59. Here we go, right here. Let's see. Matter of fact, you know what? 54. We'll start at 54. Remember, keep in mind that this is a book from 1649. Okay? This is not 1730. This is not 1830. This is not 2004. You know how we got a lot of people bringing books from 1830, 1820, 1860. A lot of people are even bringing AI shit to prove their point, just to make things up. Here is the comparable here that he's talking about. Okay. Now this is what it says, chapter 2. First conjecture that the Americans are Jews. Okay. The Indians do themselves relate things of their ancestors suitable to what we read of the Jews in the Bible. So we're talking about the Indigenous, cabrones. We're not talking about Waboism here. You understand what I'm saying? There was no African-looking people here in the Americas when these strangers from Europe and Africa and basically Asia, because that's where Arab towns are from too, right? When they showed up here, they knew they weren't in Africa. They weren't looking at no Africans. They were looking at native people with particular features. It says here, again, in 1649 and elsewhere, which I also mentioned to the Spaniards at this first access thither. And here the speech of MESHIACHA, I believe, occurred as observable. Now, it's going to reference, he references writers. I really would like to know how to find this. So if you guys know how in these older books, they can reference a name, because I went forward and backward in this book material, and there's no mention of names listed where you can see, okay, he means that by this book. Not at all. He references particular things. There's notes here on the side. So, again, this is from 1640 something, 49, obviously. A little different than now. All right, let's continue. So if you guys know about this, please let me know. I would love to learn. If we would know, saith he, the antiquity or original of a nation, there is more credit to be given to the natives and their neighbors than to strangers. And Kafar or Kassar concluded the Britons to be Gauls. All right, so now let's continue, because that was the affirmation of them both. Martyr tells at large how Moctezuma, the great king of Mexico, in an orientation made to his nobles and people, listen to this, persuading subjections to the king of Spain, minds his courteous countrymen that they heard from their forefathers how they were strangers in that land. Okay, this is Moctezuma telling these people about our forefathers. Okay, that they had heard from their forefathers how they were strangers in that land, and by a great prince very long ago brought thither in a fleet. Now it says a boat, or I don't know, a fleet, I guess you could say, ships, whatever, right? Some people say we went that way. Some books, very few books say this, to be quite frank with you. I see a lot more that says we went the other way. So I don't know. But let's continue. But we're neither here or there at this moment. Look at the rest that it says, because not everything in every book is 100% correct. So let's continue. They boast their pedigree from men preserved in the sea by God himself, that God made one man and one woman, bidding them live together and multiply, and how in a famine he rained bread from them from heaven, who in a time of drought also gave them water out of a rock. You see, so I was looking at that, water out of a rock. So here's what I think they're talking about. Exodus, hey, hold on, which one that I wrote? I put notes on me, as you can see. Exodus 17:6. I believe this is what they're talking about. Exodus 17:6 says, behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock of Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders Israel. So, there is a book called, or at least how they pronounce it, Teomotzli. And the way that Barbara Simmons in the 10 tribes that historically identified, she actually says that Teomotzli means the divine book of Moses. Some people say Moshe, whatever, you know what I mean? Now, I've given you guys a definition of Mexico, and you're going to see this in this book as well. But let's continue, all right? And by the way, I was going to bring this book out anyway, so, hey, we're kind of doing good. I don't know if the brothers, hold on, let me see, any messages so far? Hold on. Let me see. All right, nothing yet. All right, let's continue. It says, so we read here, basically, they're referencing Exodus 17:6, right? Now, remember, keep in mind that Moctezuma spoke about these things here. And this is the story that they're listening from them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Many other things themselves say they were done for them, such as the scriptures relate concerning the Israelites at their coming out of Egypt. As their peregrination many years, the oracles they received, their ark of bulrush, I believe, wherein Vetziliputli, I believe, was included, of the tabernacle, the ark, carried by 4 priests, and how they pitched their tents according to its directions. Now, that right there, if you read Exodus 31:7, it's pretty much saying the same thing. The tabernacle of the congregation and the ark of the testimony and the mercy seat that is thereupon, and all the furniture and of the tabernacle. And I believe, where was the other part I was reading? Let me see. This is this part here. carried by 4 priests, and how they pitched their tents according to the direction. I thought I jotted down Exodus 17:8, you think? Let me see. Did I write the wrong ones down, maybe? I don't think so. Oh, no, that's Amalek now. You talk about something different. Look, for the sake of time, let's continue, all right? So you guys are seeing the comparable here regarding the ark, the tabernacle, the directions of the priests, how they pitched their tents according to the directions. And so see it, not faith. And it says, Melvenda, which I guess he's referencing, much probability that the Mexicans are Jews, he says. Much probability that the Mexicans are Jews. Now, why is that? It's not because of a star or some flags or because people said so or because we have lots of money. You know what I'm saying? It's none of that. It's none of what's going on today. They don't even reference this name to you at all, brothers and sisters. No, not at all. You guys are illegal spicks, wetbags that should be deported, just like these white folks that chose to be Judaic. I mean, come on, let's be honest, man. Let's be sincere here. Pause for a moment. Let's be sincere. How the fucking European-looking people say there are Middle Eastern people, but hate the very same people that are Middle Eastern? What the fuck does that even mean? No, let's be honest here. Okay, almost every single so-called self-proclaimed Jew looks European. Predominantly, all of them were what? European, Polish, German, Russian, Lithuanians. We're gonna go deep in that class eventually, and hopefully I can do it tomorrow in the morning. And we'll see, these are all Europeans. You see them on TV, bro. They cast themselves being all fucking white. And then they go and say that they're Jews. But then you're like, wait a minute. You don't look Middle Eastern. And the funny part is, you hate the Middle Easterns. But you say you're from the Middle East? I don't understand that. Anyways, let's continue. How could they say else report the manner of their coming into the promised land? They affirm there is one chief God who had been from all eternity, by whom the letters gods were made, who became assistant in the fabric and government of the world, has come, as the rabbins also call the angels, creator with God, right? Let's see, whom the Lord did say, let us make man in our image, Genesis 1:26. It says, the Indians judge the sun, moon, and stars to be living creatures, a thing so favored in the Jewish Talmud, showing it would be a thing easy enough for the heavens to declare the glory of God. And I don't think they're looking at it like godly things. I think because they understand, like if you read Enoch, it basically shows how the angels, the powers that be, the entities that were created by the Most High, which is funny to me, man. I hear people all of a sudden saying the Most High's name, like, oh, you prove to me how you say the name of our Lord and promise to heaven. All you motherfuckers were calling him Yahweh. Every single one of y'all were calling him Yahweh. Now, all of a sudden, a few of you are actually pronouncing his name right, and now you're trying to hold court against other people, bro. What the fuck? What's wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, bro? Like, it's just crazy, man. And it's the sad part is all of you guys are fucking kids, bro. Psalms 19:1. In case you guys don't know, I am almost 50 years old. I may not sound old, but I am getting old and shit. I don't think I look 50, but, maybe you can ask my wife that question. Psalms 19:1 says, to the chief musicians, a psalm of David, the heavens declared the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. That's what they talk about, right? Then it says, seeing they have understanding souls as well as men and angels, they say of themselves that they be strangers and came from another country. Moraz, which is a writer, before a name doth not only every that many learned men in Brazil takes the natives to be Jews. See, so now he's talking about the natives in Brazil. Okay? And at no moment is he saying the Negroes in Brazil, the Africans in Brazil, the Jew or the Moors in Brazil. No. He says the natives. The ones that, you know what I mean, we all relate to. But that they themselves, taught by a most ancient tradition, acknowledge their forefathers to be of that lineage. Now, and Peter Martyr, who was at that time understanding of this, had more than also such a kind of assertion. And now, whereas some conceived the 10 tribes to be either shut up beyond the Caspian Mountains, whence they could not get out, though they begged leave of Alexander the Great, yet the way was made miraculously unpassable against them. As the saying commonsters related, sorry about that, fam. Kind of get lost in the writings here. It was a little bit strange. All right, let's continue. It says, others suppose them to be utterly lost, and if once so, this is probable in the opinion of some that they are to be found in the Americas. So he's talking about the 10 tribes, right? So now let's go back to the thought. Acosta acknowledged this to be the judgment of divers, to which he is not only adverse himself, but endeavors to answer their argument. As will be showed, it says hereafter, to these conjecture of natives, let this chapter be concluded with the judgment of two others that have reason for what they say. The first is Emmanuel de Moraes, spoken of affirming those of Brazil to be Judaical. First, because those Brazilians marry into their own tribe and kindred. Secondly, their manner is also to call on their uncles and aunts, fathers and mothers. Thirdly, they are given much to mourning and tears in their funeral solemnities. And last of all, they both have the garments much alike. You see, now that part about the garments much alike, I think it's in this book that it actually mentions it. We're going to touch on it. I'm going to show you what they look like. Let's see. The next is Master R. Williams, one of the first, if not the first of our nations in New England that learned the language, and so prepared towards the conversion of the natives, which purposed of his being known, he was desired to observe if he found anything Judaical among them. It says, he kindly answers to those letters from Salem in New England, the 20th of the 10th month. So let's say if they were using it in these terms, it would be October, right? But I believe they're probably using it in seasons. I don't know. I don't know when exactly, because if they're using it this way, it could be seasonal, or it could be the old Gregorian calendar way. All right, so let's go. It says, more than 10 years since in Haverva, whatever. 3 things make me yet suspect that the poor natives came from the southward and are Jews or Jewish, and not from the northern barbarous of some imagine. Now he's talking about the what? The true Eskimos. The true Eskimos. Do you understand that? I do believe that a lot of those people, Eskimos, right? The ones that are like literally like, those are not our people. I don't believe that. Their traditions are different. They live in a different custom. I mean, I don't know, bro. I cannot live in the snow like that, bro. All my life, raise my kids. They have a total different culture, fam. Let's be real about it. It says, themselves constantly affirm that their ancestors came from the southwest, and thither they all go dying. They constantly and strictly separate their women in a little wigwam by themselves in their feminine reasons. Now, we know that the Levitical laws talk about purification after childbirth, right? Or at least when it comes to being clean or unclean. I think it's 12 or 17 is also the one. Hold on a second. Unlawful sexual relations, right? So Leviticus 18 talks about unlawful sexual relations. I think it's 12 that actually just talks about also when the woman is in her period. Hold on, let me see if it's 14. been a while since I've seen this. Laws about this, but there it goes right there. Chapter 15. If she has an issue, right? So this is the chapter where it talked about that. Our people understood that when it was that time, you separate yourself. Right? And besides their god Kutan to the southwest, they hold that Nanawanai, a god overhead, made the heavens and earth and some what past of affinity with the Hebrew I have found. I'm sorry. So I guess he's saying basically that we understand that, and it's relative to what the Hebrews believe as well. Now it says here on second conjecture, the riots, fashions, ceremonies, and opinions of the Americans are in many things agreeable to the custom of the Jews. Not only profane in common use, but such as be called solemn and sacred. So this is common for our people. Okay, remember this is a book that was previously printed in 1649. 1649. Do you understand what we're doing? This is not in fucking like 1830, fam. You know what I mean? Let me see what you got. I think you have a good point. Arakuya. What's up, bro? I think I said what's up to you. Maybe I did it, man. My bad, bro. Oh, what up, OB? No, I did not, bro. Oh, what's up? All be revealed. What up, Warakuya? Thank you, brother. Eskimos and Inuits have the digestive system for raw meat like the East Asians. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a different custom, different lifestyle. But I do believe that we never had any issues with them. And I know the kind of people that we are, and I can imagine us being pretty civil with them because, you got no problem with us. We got no problem with you. Scripturally speaking, I mean, even the Israelites migrated with strangers next to them. You get what I'm saying? So I can see that understanding. But the fact is, we're totally different. And other books, materials that I've showed you guys actually reference that. Matter of fact, I think it's Ethan Smith regarding the Hebrews. He makes that statement as well. I'll see if I can pull it up just to prove a point. It says, common and profane customs in both alike. So it says here, 1, Indians wear garments fashioned as the Jews, a single coat, a square little cloak. They go barefoot. If you should ask a man of Brazil what vestment would please him best, he would answer presently a long cloak, the habit of the Jews. And this may seem to like consideration so much as mind or Seneca confidence that the Spaniards planted themselves in Italy, for they have the same kind of covering over their heads and shoes for their feet. It says here, they constantly anoint their heads as did the Jews also. So, Luke 7:41 gives that example. They do not only pride themselves with earrings, but their noses are bored also. They have a jewel hanging on them, which they call karikori, like it reads in Isaiah 3:20 and 21. Let's get it real quick. Isaiah 3:20 and 21. Hold on. It says here, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewels and the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins. That's what he's talking about. Number 4, it says, in all India, or, this land, they wash themselves. Listen, in all India, here, let's talk about these lands. They wash themselves often, twice or 3 times a day. The women in Brazil 10 times say it, Lurius, and the Jews were frequent in this as well. Now, let me say something about this. This I don't disagree whatsoever. But here's where we go into this whole concept now, is like when people try to steal your heritage, right? And then you start reading about what they're trying to steal. So then we go into the heritage, let's say the dietary part, right, of who supposedly they are. And we're like, well, you don't eat none of the food that the people that they found eating here. You don't dress like none of those people that they found living here. And you definitely cannot do these things.
Because the things that you pride yourself in, wobbleism, is the very same thing that's contrary to you being able to shower 2 to 3 times a fucking day. You guys can't do that. You guys don't do that. And don't take it from me. This is from your own females that have told me these things. It's not a thing you can do every single day. I mean, they definitely can't. Because, you know, a lot of them wear a particular type of hair. So you can't shower every single day. I mean, this is no knock on anybody. It's just the custom of the people. Do you get what I mean? It's like I can't say I use, I don't know, a particular product that most of certain nations use. Like, that's a fake fucking talk. Nah, man. So you can't get around this here. In all of this continent, they know that us natives, if I could shower twice a day, man, I definitely will. Sometimes, man, I'm not saying I do it as often, but when I was younger, I used to shower often, man. I love the fucking hot water, bro. There's nothing like jumping in the shower and just enjoying that hot water running down your body, bro. It wakes me the fuck up. I'm kidding you not. It wakes me up. That's why I like showering in the mornings, man. It's like nice and hot. And sometimes you go to sleep with a hot, warm water, bro. You get what I mean? It's not like you're just, it's for super. It's just it's something different, bro. It's something we enjoy. I kid you not. Number 5, they delight exceedingly in dancing, men and women, yea, women apart by themselves, and for they did in Israel, right? And thus, especially their victories and overthrows of enemies, which is also found, in, I guess I could say Jude. I'm assuming Jude, right? Or 1 Samuel 18:6. Let me see. Let's go to 1 Samuel 18:6. 1 Samuel 18:6. It says, and this came to pass, and it came to pass as they came when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. So they were all very, celebrational and shit after war. Number 6, as the Jews were not wont to call them fathers and mothers that were not their natural parents, so the Indians gave the same appellation to uncle and aunts. So basically, like, your tío, you were basically, call them with a high respect name. In number 7, in America, they eat no swine flesh. This hateful to them, it was among the Jews. Well, obviously, we know that the Spaniards brought pork. We know that. They wash strangers' feet and are very hospitable to them. And this was the known commendation of old Israel. So you see that? They wash strangers' feet and are very hospitable to them. I'm sorry, that is another trait that I just cannot see you wobbles have. I don't think that's a trait. I mean, I'm being honest with you, bro. But that's just a fact. Number 9, the Indians compute their time by night. Okay, now this is important, okay? The Indians compute their times by night and use which concessit, I guess, they have from the Hebrews. So they reckon by lunary rules, giving the same name to their months they do to the moon. So I have a book, and I don't know if I actually hold on, let me see. Hold on a second. I have this book, right? And I don't remember where I think I might have found it at the swap meet. And let's see, by moons. I found it at the library. And no, not the library, the fucking swap meet, dude. Come on, don't tell me I might not have it. It's just in a very simple picture. A random book. You know what I'm saying? And it basically mentions that we reckon. They reckon by the reckon. Hold on. Is that how you say it? I may not be able to find it. Let me see, right? Nah. It's a very. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. you know, there's a lot. It's a typical book that has a lot of pictures of our people. You know what I mean? And under every picture, it references where that picture comes from. You know, that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna bore y'all here waiting around and finding it. Maybe if the brother does make it, I really hope he does still. I can look for it. But if I don't catch an eye in the next 10 seconds, I'm gonna move on. So I'm counting at the same time, believe it or not. And yeah, let's continue. Can't find it. The whole point being is that the natives here reckoned by the moon by night. So for like the Israelites in the Bible, okay, they follow their days. Their days started when the sun went down. Do you understand? Like that's when the new day begins. So at sunset, let's say 6 or 7 o'clock is like when the day begins. That's technically how they judged it. You get what I'm saying? Your day starts at night, from night to day, from night to day to night. That's when your day starts. All right, let's go. Number 10, virginity is not a state praiseworthy among the Americans, and it was a bewailable condition in, I don't know what that is, and I really don't understand that part, to be honest, but whatever. Let's continue. Number 11, the natives marry within their own kindred and families. This was God's command to his people, which is true. Numbers 36 and 7 says that for as well. Number 36 and 7. Matter of fact, let me show you something that within the actual Israelites, you had to determine the fatherhood. I mean, you have to determine your pedigree by your parents, by your father, not your mom, your father. Numbers 1:18 says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigree after their family by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from the 20 years and upward by their polls. You see? So it's your father that determines your seed. So if you supposedly are a hardcore native and you're dissing other people and shit, talking all that crap, and your dad is white, you're Nah. And if you guys are doing that nowadays and you consider yourself Native American, you guys that like to put the wall in front of us other real indigenous people, right? Most of you guys that do that give Wobbles the reason to be saying the shit they say. You know? Like, honestly. All of a sudden, you guys are natives, but yet your bloodline is not from your native father anymore. It's from the fucking white daddy that you married. It's from your white daddy, and you still try to put the feathers on, and you tell other people that they're not natives. So it makes it very, to be honest, hypocritical. Quite frankly. Don't get me wrong, fam. Like, I don't like Wobbleism, but you can't ignore that shit, literally. And a lot of these natives are also like, well, you know, because they're whiter looking, maybe it's preferable for them. Fuck no, bro. You are of your father. So if your father is a white man and you're claiming to be a Native American, shut the fuck up. You're a Wobble as well. Wobble. It says that the natives marry, number 12, the Indian women are easily delivered of their children without midwives, like in Exodus 1:19, right? So, for example, Exodus 1:19 talks about how the Pharaoh was trying to kill every first boy, and it was telling the midwives, the Hebrew midwives, hey, you better like make sure they're not born and shit. Exodus 19, we'll start. Let's see, we'll go just so you guys can see. Let's start here, just so you guys can understand what we're talking about. So Pharaoh oppresses Israel. So he doesn't know about Joseph. This is the younger generation of the Pharaohs. He don't care about the Hebrews. So he's like, you know what? I don't like these people, man. And they grow. They're too many of them. If they get too big, they're gonna go against us. You know what I'm saying? So then Exodus 1:13, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of servitude in the field, and their services wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the names of one was Sifra, and the name of the others Puah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and when, hold on, let me put the glasses on because I have them this time. I have my glasses today. And see them upon the stool. If it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men, children alive. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said unto them, what have you done these things, and have saved the men, children alive? And they said, the midwives said unto the Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and they are delivered eerie, the midwives come in unto them. Basically saying that, yeah, it's just that these women have the babies pretty quick. That's why these people are hating on our gente, man, because we don't stop multiplying at all, even till this day. You know, the whole white replacement theory concept, they're afraid of it. Nobody's trying to replace you, man. It's just like Darwinism. Life chose us, bro. Gotta live with it. But as other nations do not get to multiply, we do to this day. Many of us to this day. They wash their infants newly born, and this you see also Ezekiel 16:9. Ezekiel 16:9. Let's look at that real quick. Ezekiel 16:9, it says, then washed I thee with water, yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. In famine reasons, they put their women in a wigwam by themselves, for which they plead nature and tradition. Another's right expressly such kind of purification they have as the Jews. 15, the widow married the brother of the deceased husband, which is also Moses' law. Dowries for wives are given by the Indians, as Saul enjoyed David. The husband had power over the adulterous wife to turn away her with disgrace. They have also other causes of divorce, as was in Israel. So there was a concept of divorce even within our people. You know, it's funny, man. They call the savages, huh? Let me show you something real quick. Hold on. Let's see. So we got page 7, 8. We're on page. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is the number right here. Check this out. I want to show this to you. I'm going to skip a couple things. You guys obviously have the power now to download this book. Take your time and read through these things that I share with you. No one is going to do this but yourselves. All what I'm trying to do is bring up a point. We don't need Deuteronomy 28 to start the case, family. That's the icing on the cake. If anything, that should be like, man, I could do that with my eyes closed, bro. What you need to focus on is the difficulty to relate to a nation, right? And yet it's so smooth like butter when it comes to us being able to show y'all. And I say us because I'm not the only one that's able to teach these things. We got brothers that are probably not active on YouTube like they used to, which I'm trying to see if he can show up still. I don't know yet. Maybe it's just not a good day. But, you know, we're talking about information and history that does pertain to you. Because it all does matter. And it says here, 23, the Indians are given much to weeping for their women, especially in at burials that was in the fashion among the Jews. This is what caught my attention. Okay, right here. 24. Balsamum was peculiar to the Jewish country, and though to be a lost long ago, saith Pliny. Okay, So this was common in the Jewish country, meaning in the lands of the Israelites. Not Jewish, that's not, those are converts, okay? That's why they call themselves Ish. They're telling you themselves. Balsamum was peculiar in that Middle East region and thought to be lost long ago, say Plino. I know who he is, but check it. It where this now found again in America. What? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Balsamum. Balsamum? Watch this. That's where it gets interesting, right? Then if you click on this one, it says it's in resinous exudate, which forms on certain kinds of trees. Balsam, which is basically the gum of balsam tree, ultimately from a Semitic source such as Hebrew. It owes it to the name of the biblical balm of Gilead. You see what I'm saying? So they're talking about that being here like it is over there. And it's been such a long lost, I guess you could say, practice that now they find it here. Now they're referencing Acosta here as well. I don't know what book they're talking about. You see, this is why it's not only mandatory, I believe, but it should be important. I mean, shit, it should be mandatory. Fuck, man. Look what it's telling us, left and right. This is let's see. This is Acosta affirms the Americans to have ceremonies and customs resembling the Mosaical. The Mosaical circumcision is frequent among the Indians, which some not observing have thereupon denied them to be Judaical. It's forced to acknowledge such venerous people have somewhat like the circumcision, occasioned by their lasciviousness. But daily experience declareth that they have indeed upon them the Judaical badge, right? The Judaical badge. So it's talking about our people circumcising and using like this type of rock. And though he's mentions writers endeavors much to prove that there is no circumcision among them, and that some other people be so handled, whom not yet ever imagined to be Judaical, but that of the Jeremiah 9:26 is not so. It's so. Firstly, I think cited. I don't remember what that was about, to be honest. Hold on, I was looking for something else. Oh, this one. This is it. So here we go to number 2 of the conjecture. Which conjecture are we in? Chapter 4, conjecture, okay? Number 2, it says, Indians worship the God, they say, who created the sun, moon, and all the invisible things, who gives them also all that is good. They knew of that flood which drowned the world, right? So our people knew of this flood, that it was sent to the sins of man, especially for the unlawful lust, and that there shall never be such a deluge again. Why? It says, that is affirmed by them, nevertheless, that after many years, fire shall come down from above and consume all. You guys have to understand what that means. Hey, what up, bro? I was gonna have a brother come on, but apparently he may not make it, bro. Hopefully things are good, man. Oh, shit. Hold on. Good to have you here, bro. Good to have you here. But yeah, the topic was going to be me going over some, we were going to go over some particular information, brother and I were. But something came up last week for me. I got sick, and, something came up for him recently and shit. So, but let's continue. Let's see how much we got, Todd. Well, I got in about an hour. Okay, let's go. Let's see how much we can get out of this, man. Just to make the best of it. All right, so we have now They believe the immortality of the soul, and that there is a place of joy, another for torment after death, whether they shall go that kill, lie, or steal, which place there call papagoso, I guess, a great pit, like the expression. All right. Then it says 6, the Americans have some parts an exact form of king, priests, and prophets, as was aforetime in Canaan. Number 7, priests are in some things among them as the Hebrews, physicians, not inhabited as other men. And here goes, and the Tamasulupa, there be vestments kept like that, those Aaron, is called robes of high priest. So I was tripping on that. I go, what? You know what? I've never heard of that word, or maybe I have. I just forgot about it. Watch this real quick. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No. I know I found it. Don't try to trick me now. Hold on. I found that thing, family. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pull up the link. Just right here. Traje típico de Tamazulapam. Right? De Tamazulapa. Tamazulapan. Mixe. So this is the outfit that they're talking about. Outfits like this. Outfits like so. But look at, see the fringes? You see the overhead, right? Over the shoulders. You see her style. You see this right here. I don't, let's see. We got something, well, that's more of women. Y'all get the picture. See what I'm saying? You see the middle part? It's pretty trippy, man. It says number 8, the temples wherein they worship, sing, pray, and make their offerings are fashioned and used as the Jews. At Mexico, they built 4 square and sumptuous. Ezekiel 40:47. Ezekiel 40:47. It says, so he measured the court in 100 cubits long and 100 cubits broad, 4 squares, and the altar that was before the house. So, the priests have their chambers. There was one thing that I did want to show you. Let me see. Hold on before I forget. What page are we in here? No, we're way past that now. 13. Damn, my nose is messing with me now. Hold on a second, man. 13, 12. Check this out. 25. The Indians make account the world shall have an end, but not till a great drought come, and as it were a burning of the air, when the sun and the moon shall fail and lose their shining. Thence it is that in the eclipse of those 2 great lights, they shall make yellings and cry outs as if at the end of all things were upon them. And it kind of mentions that in the scriptures, man. But it's talking about more of like an explosion. Check this out. Now, this is going to, hopefully help you guys a little bit understand a little bit more. Yeah, that's a good point. Very modest apparel. Yes, sir. Check it. This is actually cool right here. Check this out. Let me show you this. You sent me a video. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see it. Okay, hold on. Let me check it out real quick. Hold on. What is this? What is this about, bro? What is this about? Like, what is it talking about? Because he's dressed kind of funny and shit. You know what I mean? I don't want to get surprised on something. Anyways, so let's go. Chapter 5, the third conjuncture. It says the American words and manners of speech be in many things consonants to those of the Jews. That's very true. Like the word Nahua, Yahweh. That's technically the name you say of the creator. None of y'all really knew that. All of a sudden now you want to act like you knew his name the whole fucking time and you want to hold court against somebody. That's just how stupid you are. And no scripture you can hide you from stupidity. The nerve of you. Oh, Levitical laws. Okay. It says here, had the other reasons, persuading the Spaniards planted in Italy, yada, yada, yada. Watch this. This is the cool part. It says, the aspiration of the American have the force of consonants are pronounced by them, not as the Latins and some other nations, but after the manner of the Hebrew. The name of that great city, Mexico, is observed in sound and writing to come very near unto the name of the dear Lord in Psalms 2 and 2. Mexico. Psalms 2 and 2. Mexico. Why do you think he means that? Now, you're not going to find Mexico in there like that. Because when you read it, that's not how it says it. Psalms 2 and 2 says, the kings of the earth shall set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. That's what Mexico technically means. Meshicha, or like something like this.
MESHIACHA.
Right? Now you would think, how is that possible? Well, the word anointed is, you see that Meshiach, Messiah,
MESHIACHA.
Mexico, Meshi. Do you understand why? That's where basically the name derives from. The pronunciation means that you've been given as anointed. Anointed, you fucking How you think people want your heritage, bro? It ain't the feathers, brothers. It ain't your sandals, and it ain't your tamales and tacos and shit. And as much as you think it's our women, nah, it ain't even enough. It's the heritage. It's the fact that people can be chosen by the Creator. Set everybody else apart. And you know, for some reason, you guys are embarrassed to even consider that. And some of y'all may misunderstand what comes by that ability. Most of these nations, the synagogues of Satan, boast themselves to be the chosen seed of God, yet they're going around killing children, raping children. This is a fact. This is a fact. You see what's in Epstein files? Most of them are Khazaric self-proclaimed Jews. Most of them are Polish, German, nowadays they're fucking European. You gay European? You basically, I don't get it, man. How the hell can Europeans or European-looking people claim to be from the Middle East and then at the same time hate the very same people that are from the Middle East and look European? I don't get it. What, are you guys really stupid, bro? Like, for real. You see them in the movies, bro. Are you telling me these fucking blonde-headed, blue-eyed people are from the Middle East, man? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Like, for real? Like, for real? Like, you really want to consider those? Like, for real, man? Seriously? Are we like, stupid now? I mean, fucking Germans. German-looking people are Jewish?
Bruh. A ver, que alguien me explique.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Which one's this one? We're at 68. Oh, yeah. I think there's one more. Oh, here it goes right here. Okay. So now let's get to, and I'm not going to touch on this. I'm going to just basically leave it at this. On chapter 5 or 8, I believe. Yeah, chapter 8. Chapter 8. The sixth conjuncture. And this is where it gets real interesting. This conjuncture gets real interesting. The Americans' calamity are suitable to those plagues threatened unto the Jews. Deuteronomy 28. You understand what it's saying? Not only do you dress the part, you keep the customs, even certain things. You use the tools, molcajete. You eat the food that they talk about, corn, which is unleavened bread, masa, which is unleavened bread. It mentions, tamales in the Bible, which is only made from corn, which is basically unleavened bread. Carne asada is in the Bible, ceviches in the Bible, shit, what else? Grasshoppers, the only insects that are possibly allowed to eat in the entire world, is a predominant diet known in Mexico that is in the Bible as well. Chanclas, baskets, the music, the instruments, you know what I'm saying? The folklore as well, the Llorona, the weeping woman, all of that concept, the pronunciations, Balam, Yakab, the similarity between the Quiche language and the Semitic pronunciations as well. We see to point out the Mexica concept, or Mexico, anointed. We could go on and on and on, right, regarding those particular things, right? But then here it says, oh, and by the way, it also has to do with Deuteronomy 28. Such a comment upon that terrible scripture, chapter, is not anywhere to be found. You see this? Such a comment upon that terrible scripture is not anywhere to be found as among the Indians.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
That says he's the 18. Remember, where are we talking about it? What are we talking about here? What year? 1649. He says that there's no other nation that has gone through this like our nation has. You see, when your foreigners, they took the resources of Asia, but they didn't change their heritage. They took the resources of Africa. They didn't change their heritage. Right? They took the resources. That's it. They didn't replace those people. They didn't go into the whole continent of Africa and replace all of those people with some other people. No. But they came here and not only ate all the resources, still consuming it, and still trying to replace us by bringing some synagogues of Satan over here. Both claiming to be Jews, and you know damn well they're not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, here it tells you that this Deuteronomy 28 has not applied to anybody but these people here. By this also it will appear probable that they be Jews. And here 3 things shall be touched upon. The Jews were very sinful people. The Indians were and are transcendent sufferers. In that way, literally, as was threatened to the Jews. So he goes into these particulars regard, like for example, it says the selling of Joseph to Egypt were kept afterwards in a iron furnace and dwelt a long time in the house of bondage. Their first rejection of the Messiah typified in David, which was punishable by Assyrians. Now let me show you this real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, because I want to bring this point, and I think, and I've shared this book with you guys before. And conquistadores. And I don't think it really registered with some of you. I think it made sense in some way. But when you look at the way that they said it, now this is in Spanish. And this is from, I believe it's called, is it on this one? Or is it on my other one? I have the book, but I don't remember the actual. No, it was a Llorona. Was it the Llorona book? No, but it was a different one. It was a different one. It was a different one. Yeah. It was a different one. Hold on, family. Let me see. Memoria política distinta Yeah, Virgen de Guadalupe, right? The book is from the Virgen de Guadalupe. Let me give you the name. Here, I'll send it. I'll text it right now to myself so you guys can see. We don't hide anything in this channel. We bring every facts. We bring receipts, basically. In Spanish, we say, siempre enseñamos el papelito, güey. Aquí tengo el papelito, güey. Right? So we're going to go to this book here real quick. You see this right here? It's going to be, as a matter of fact, this will be the last thing I'll send. We're about an hour and some change and shit. I don't think the brother's going to show up, man. I really, I hope he's good. I hope he's well. I don't know what happened, but, you know, so far we got a lot going. We got a lot out of this. It says here, apuntes históricos y críticos sobre la aparición de la Virgen de Guadalupe. 1895, okay? So he's saying, and this is on page 51, if I'm not mistaken. This is where they're debunking the whole point of the Virgin Mary. By the way, Zumarraga was the one that brought the Virgin Mary here and gave us that concept that it was true, and it's not. It's a fucking lie, okay? It's a lie. It's a lie. I'm telling you, family, total bogus. But here's the beautiful part. Remember how I was saying relating the hold on a second. The rejection of the Messiah, right? The sacrificing of their own, all that stuff, right? So in this book, the conquistadors are basically saying the writer's saying that the conquistadores did not believe Zumarraga, that the Virgin Mary could appear to our people here. Because their concept was, why would the people here get to see the mother of Jesus when those are the people that killed the Messiah? You're like, what? Right. Listen, if you don't know Spanish, get a translator. Listen to what it says. Los españoles no creyeron en lo que dijo Juan Diego respecto a la aparición, ni tampoco en lo que expresaba Juan Bernardino, porque para ellos los indios eran seres irracionales o judíos. Excuse me?
¡Que alguien me explique! Who are you?
So he's like, because for them, these natives were Jews. Y se necesitó que el Papa Pablo III los sacara de su error por medio de su breve de 10 de julio 1537. So these conquistadors in 1537 are saying, the only way we're going to ever be able to really help these people is if the Pope tells us to, because these are irrational Jews. Why does he say that? It says, en la cual declaró que los indios eran seres humanos, lo mismo que los conquistadores, right? Now it says, Fray Pablo Paumán, español y franciscano de Querétaro, escribió en el último tercer siglo de 1508. 1518. En el tercer siglo de 1518. Shit, my bad, family. Que la causa que los indios fueron tan maltratados por los españoles era la etimología de la palabra judío. Porque antiguamente la J era una I latina y que la palabra judío se escribía indios. Que en el transcurso del tiempo la U se volteó y convirtió en N. Y resulta indio. Y decían los conquistadores, listen, that supposedly because of that we were considered Jews, right? Indio vuelto a la N de arriba a abajo quiere decir judío. He says, so because of that, he says, podemos azotar a los indios y exigirles todo el dinero que se pueda, porque son hermanos de los que crucificaron a Jesucristo. Do you understand what these conquistadors are saying? He's saying like, nah, we can kick their ass. We can do whatever the fuck we want with these bastards. Why? Because these are the same people that are related to the same people that crucified the Messiah. That's what they're saying. Según es la creencia que los españoles tienen de los indios, y es evidente que ellos no creyeron en que la Virgen María se pareció a Juan Diego, Zumarraga apenas pudo en 2 años, 15 días construir una ermita en Tepeyec. You see that? This is basically letting y'all know, man, 2 birds with 1 stone, proving you that these guys saw you guys as Hebrews. They blamed you for the supposed murder of the Messiah. And then they also say there's no way that the Virgin Mary will appear to them since they're the ones that killed their own brother, killed her son. You can't make this shit up. You just cannot make this stuff up. Listen, and the more we prove, the more we share, the more we learn, you're going to have more people that say, bullshit, that's a lie. Okay. I mean, if at this point facts are just not enough for you, then I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Number 2, I'll leave it with this. The natives of America have endured the extremities of the most unspeakable miseries. And that is very, very, very fucking true. I would advise you guys to read the book called American Holocaust. It's probably one of the most detailed books with horror. I mean, there's just as much atrocity as you want to read about. That's technically what you're going to get. You get what I'm saying? So, anyways, family, with that, I really apologize, man. I wish the brother would have showed up. But, you know, sometimes stuff happens and shit. But it's all good. Now, I do want to share with you that I have a class coming up. And I would do it. I would have done it. If I knew the brother was not going to make it, I would have definitely done it today. But that means I would have to gather all my stuff and my notes. I'm still not thoroughly done with my notes yet. But there is a class that I have scheduled. This one is called Demonic Depraved Decadence. Let me see if I could get this. Let me see if I can do this okay. I want to show you guys the actual thumbnail. I want you to look for it. And I'll see about doing it tomorrow. I'll see if I can do it tomorrow. I'll probably start early, like at 9, depending on how the day goes. But I definitely want to. And if I don't get to do it tomorrow, I'll even run it Sunday. You get what I'm saying? I really want to get this class, order by, well, that's technically the thumbnail, but, you know, it's named different. Let me show you guys real quick. And this is the class that I'm referring to tomorrow. Hopefully I can do it tomorrow morning. If I don't do it tomorrow morning, I will do it Sunday morning, okay? If I don't do this tomorrow morning, I will do it Sunday morning. We're going to get into the history of Khazars, where this sign comes from, how they blended in and became those people, and now we're all surprised that supposedly they're acting like Nazis, and yet they're Jewish. No, it's them. The only difference is you got German Christians and you got German Jews. That's it. It's nothing but religion. That's all, because they're the same nation. You're not gonna fool me, man. Y'all are Europeans claiming to be Middle Eastern, but you hate the Middle Eastern. You hate everybody in the Middle East. Shit, you want to bomb them to get rid of them. So what are you talking about? Right. It's confusing, isn't it? When you put things in order and you start actually categorizing the insanity of people, you realize how fucking sane you may just be. Everybody is really like upside down, fam. But anyhow, with all that, whoa, calmado, way. With that said, man, I hope you guys appreciate the information. Again, my apologies. I really wish the brother would have showed up. It's all good. Things happen for a reason. Outside of that, bro, you guys take care. Have a good night. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow, or if not, on Sunday. All right? Later.
Yeah, man. Respect and love from the world, nigga. Show them. You nigga on a microphone. Can't I sit the number for everything? Rock you in the studio. Bumba clap. The qué manera sufre el alma cuando alguien se va. No hay medicina que cure esa larga enfermedad. La vitamina de la vida en esta sociedad es tan divina que por nombre tiene libertad. Libérate de la mentira que está por llegar. Mide tu orgullo antes de empezar a hablar. Cierra la puerta a quien no merezca entrar, porque hay mucho que se fue y sueña con regresar. Hablemos en silencio y así no me mentirás. El poder de la palabra muere cuando hablan de más. No me fío de oraciones que se dicen por detrás. Si me miras a los ojos no te mentiré jamás. Que besar por besar es jugar por jugar. Y vivir sin amor es vivir sin amar. Solo queda la fe, solo queda soñar. Ponte de pie, ready para luchar. Some love, I can just smoke and there are some love them. I can just smoke and there are some love. I remember no fire, no burn. Rippy day. Cali with a mama soul, yeah. ¿De cuánto tiempo hablamos cuando hablamos de querer? Si la mitad lo malgastamos solo en comprender. ¿De qué manera es más fácil aprender? Que nacemos para ganar y morimos al perder. No puedo dejar de animarte, que cuando te caigas debes levantarte. Llegué para contarte que no todo artista muere por su arte. Traigo el honor de un humano con valor que utiliza poesía para respirar mejor. Escribo prosa para vengar al amor y recuerda aquella rosa que tiraron al contenedor. ¿Dónde se quedó el amor? Hey, que no vaya sitio, no microphone forever never. Tell me, roll some love, I can just smoke and the light, some love them. I Rastafari my life, some love. I remember no fire, no burn, rippy day. Cali with a farmer soul, yeah. Reggae man a farmer warrior day. Not a really thing. Oh, yeah man. Si se piensa que la música es un juego, lo lleva claro, hermano. Desde España, internacional, bombo, clack, you, Lego. Not so really easy. No. Pure nigga on a microphone. Hey, tell us all I want. Tell us anything. Tell if I'm a rasta, feeling on my sin. Hey, more love. Yeah man, real bombo clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah man. Oh, ribby damn. Hey. La. You man a tribute from Black Uhuru Ray. Hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé. Luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe. Viviendo el día a día, más con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta hoy de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Solo más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humo de este blon. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero. Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic love sound, the dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, and remote soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Wanna ganja respect from Balloon, hey. My niggas on Balloon, hey, this is key on the studio respect. Alright. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Belong the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Belong the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh, la 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 la. When I got just smoking from the studio of the on. And when I can just your nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Oh them, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.